Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So today I want to go ahead and give updates about this whole articles that came out right before San Diego Comic Con. So for some reason, somebody at Warner Brothers, or I would say people that are not even at Warner Brothers anymore, but they were against Zack Snyder. For a lot of you that don't know, there was a lot of personal stuff that happened behind the scenes for Justice League back in 2017 after Zack Snyder had to step down due to his daughter passing away. So he stepped down during pre-production, and right after he did that, Warner Brothers took over his movie, and we got the Frankenstein, combined whatever they did back in 2017, the movie that we got from Joss Whedon, which we know by now that was a hot mess. Um, Zack Snyder did finish his filming his version back in 2016. He was already in pre-production, working with audio and CGI and all that stuff to finish up the movie. But like I said, due to from his daughter passing away and all that, he just stepped down. Uh, that wasn't the only case, why he also stepped down. He was just keep having a lot of issues with pro- producers trying to just keep messing with his movie. That was the reason, one of the reasons with that was why we had Steppenwolf looking so different back in 2017, because they just keep telling him he just looked too scary. But that's just another story to talk about. So they just right before the digital copy came out for Zack Snyder Justice League about a week ago now, they started coming out with articles saying that the release the Snyder Cut movement was actually, they tried to make it seem like it was due to bots, online and fake accounts and this and that. Well, that is actually not the case. I mean, obviously, as I'm part of the movement. Uh, of course, I would know if I'm a machine or not. But this came out from TMC,
Rolling
which I was actually
Stone
surprised.
kind of were overreaching and saying that like the
Mm,
bots were this huge driving factor, and then
right.
the Rolling Stone wrote, quote, they helped shake down a major studio. you know Ultimately Warner Brothers made the decision. Like, they weren't like, yes, they were pushed, and I believe, was it Jason Keelar, was he the one that
He
ultimately, one of
was.
them
It was
ultimately was
Keelar.
like,
He
we're
was he
doing
was
it.
he was the top
Yeah.
dog. Yes.
So it wasn't like, they were like forced, but 13%, like, is it's not even a quarter. Okay. So, like, that's not, that means that at least like around 85% were real fans. They're acting like it's like an overwhelming majority when it's the majority who were real fans. If this data is true that they're claiming.
13%, out of 100, 13% is nothing. That is fake accounts. That's not even a quarter out of 100. So if anything, these articles are making us look better. That is actually making, proving that the Snyderverse, movement, the release the Snyder Cut fans, Zack Snyder fans and all that, we are actually more than they assumed. If we can go way back when they just keep making articles right in the beginning from the release the Snyder Cut movement, making it seem like it wasn't like 40 people that wanted the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. But obviously that is not the case. We keep getting BS articles from all producers and people that had they, for some reason they just had a personal problem with Zack Snyder, and they just wanted to end what he was doing, what the plans that he had for DC, which, at least in my opinion, he had a plan, compared to what DC is now, compared to what DC has been for the past 5 years. They have no plans. They just making random movies on a universe that's supposed to be connected, and they're just throwing whatever's out there and just trying to see what's gonna make money. And that haven't been the case. These movies haven't made barely 200 million, if not even that, after they lost, Zack Snyder. All this is just, it's just crazy to me, because I don't know how much money Warner Brothers was expecting from Zack Snyder to make at the box office. His Batman v Superman, even though they kind of butcher, they kind of messed up his version for the theater cut because they wanted to make it shorter. I really do believe if they have released the ultimate cut in theaters, that would have made it easy billion. On top of that, they did Warner Brothers did release articles that there was a ultimate, cut, a longer version right before the movie was about to even be released in theater. It's like you're kind of like messing up this whole thing, because if you kind of go out there and say there's actually a better version for a movie, who's gonna go to the theater to watch whatever version you release in theaters? It's a weird thing with everything that happened with Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers. Um, but even with that, Batman v Superman still made almost $900 million. It still made another $80 million or more on home release. Man of Steel made about almost 700 million and made another 120 million on home release. People still say they were expecting $1 billion each movie. You compare the beginning of the DCEU to the beginning of the MCU, Zack Snyder was still making more money in the beginning on DC. The beginning of the MCU movies, don't get me wrong, we all know the MCU is a huge universe now. Their movies are making bank. But if you go back to phase one and the first couple movies in the MCU, they were not bringing huge numbers. What Warner Brothers needed to do was be patient. Everybody started dropping because the moment they lost Snyder and all that stuff, they keep acting like they have plans for other things, and we're still waiting for the plans. We still don't know what they're doing. The DCU panel at Comic-Con just passed on Saturday, and that was a hot mess. So I don't understand. We don't understand. We don't understand as DC fans. We just don't understand at all. But yeah, on top of all this, we had the article by Scott Medicine, which some of you may know by now. He's a huge Zack Snyder fan. I'm just being sarcastic, by the way. So yeah, he came out. It's like he tried to make a scene like Zack Snyder Justice League digital copy numbers was not that good, but yet you make a headline like it's on third place on Voodoo, and then when you click on the article, he just goes talking crap about it. That people are assuming that it was on third place, blah blah blah, and it was on third place. We have numbers, we got screenshots. They need to stop making articles, because I think these people forget that we can actually take screenshots from from websites and all that, and have proof of numbers. He's trying to make it seem like Zack Snyder Justice League wasn't a hit. We also had numbers for that. There's been a lot of BS articles about how Zack Snyder wasn't a hit, blah blah blah. But then you still have numbers. We still got numbers, and we still have other articles saying that Zack Snyder Justice League was actually a huge hit. And him making this article it wasn't a smart move, because it's actually helping it seen. He's actually proven our point that Zack Snyder Justice League was a huge hit, and it still is a hit. This is a 1 year old movie. This movie came out last year on HBO Max, and it came out physical copy last year, and it just came out on digital copy about a week ago. Even so, it's still on top for digital copy sales. We're comparing this with brand new movies to like Jurassic World Dominion and the Black Phone, or even the Batman. We're comparing this to movies that came out way after Zack Snyder Justice League, and it's still on the top chart. No matter how you see it, no matter what you can say, well, but it's not on number one, or it's not on the top, 20, even with that, it's still number 10 on some of them. It still made it to top 10, and even top 20. So I don't know what was this article is about, but it was a huge fail, in my opinion, from him. So just let me know what you guys think about all this. They just keep spreading lies. People need to please do research, people. Do research before opening your mouth. Do research before going after Zack Snyder. And just because you hear all this stuff from articles, it's all BS. Obviously there's the weird agenda between all Warner Brothers. I'm gonna say all Warner Brothers because I really do believe that they are cleaning house in Warner Brothers due to Discovery, the new merger. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. I do believe there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. It's just a matter of, you know, it's a matter of time before we get something for Snyder Part 2 or something, that's related to the Snyderverse. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching and have a great one.